will. It should be a fun one indeed here between beastcoast and Azure Ray. Yeah, let's see how the Lesh works out. We can see on his, as we always like to look at the badges at the top, Han, he plays a lot of Lesh.
He does. I mean, it's definitely one of his favorite heroes. It's a hero also that can be very risky because you have to put yourself in dangerous positions in order to always deal that damage. And Han's had some rough games, so we'll have to see overall how he can do and if they can actually set kind of like this tempo to slow down Alchemist. And I mean, the Storm, maybe they'll be able to slow down in a lot of situations, but I have big concerns about just, yeah, slowing down Pake's timings and also just dealing with this Primal Beast, because I think his itemization for Whisper can be pretty natural. I think even a Blade Mail this game can be put into the build. We've seen mostly just the pipe rushes, but Blade Mail versus the Leshrac is phenomenal when you're playing with these super tanky heroes, so.
And what do you sort of think about Azure's final pick? You know, they took themselves a bit of time, it's going right down, you know, the seconds were ticking away. They end up with the Dragon Knight. Do you think this was kind of a last-minute decision, or were there better options? You know, why do you think they ended up with the DK back in the safe lane this game?
I think it is a bit underutilized right now. I think the nerf wasn't that much. You know, it was like 50 cleave range or something. So I think it's a hero that can super scale. It's a hero that can also farm stacks, but it's also someone who can pressure towers. And I think the lane overall could be pretty decent because he has a stun. So, you know, Primal Beast goes on you, you just stun him in place. You don't have to worry as much in some scenarios, but yeah, we'll have to see if it all plays out like that. Because does not seem like the easiest game. Except for, like, mid lane is the one that should go pretty okay for Han, or good for Han in particular, but yeah, these other lanes don't look the easiest.
Yeah, we'll see how well Lumpy's able to play against this. Of course, does have the remnants ready to slide into him or into those creatures from a distance, so might give him a bit of a better shot against the Lesh than the matchup would have done so in the past.
Yeah, and Lumpy overall, he's been playing very good for me. In comparison to Han too, even in laning phase, he's been spectacular. So maybe he won't even lose this lane. Lumpy might actually just do much better than it used to be, like you said, because you can throw these remnants at him. And yeah, let's see if Planet can cause some type of kind of just weird plays to happen with this Nyx Assassin, because him shutting down an Alk lane, it's not going to happen up there, unless there's a huge mistake that comes out from Pake and MOUZ, but it just, yeah, it should not happen.
I guess this bottom lane, between the two cores, right, both of these incredibly beefy in this laning stage. I mean, are either of these two going to get sort of damaged at all, or is it just going to be a battle of the supports?
Battle of the supports. Yeah. Whisper will die, that's for sure, as Pugna gets the kill first.
All right, but Whisper gets the kill in return. So, yeah, Pichu gets the kill. It's a first blood. On beastcoast side of things, though, it is the core getting the kill.
You take a first blood, you're happy. But Whisper's probably happier. And he'll drag the wave off that. Nice move. We'll be able to get that into a better position to go for these aggressive plays. DK should free farm, though.
And looking at this top lane, do you imagine this is going to be somewhere on the map where Azure Ray can bring Pichu on the Pugna early to try and pressure the Alk and go for some sort of aggressive play through the Twin Gate, or is it just very hard to do so with the heroes they have their availability up there?
It's definitely difficult, yeah. I think this is just a lane the Planet has to just pull and do some type of, yeah, we were saying, just weird shenanigan kind of stuff. Because they just lack damage. Unless Nouns somehow gets like a lot of goose stacks onto him and just able to get tons of quill stacks, but yeah, it's just unlikely.
So far, the farm up there, not too great for New.
Nope.
Indeed, very little, if any, pressure being put onto the Alchemist.
You can definitely see those stacks being formed early on. Definitely can imagine that the Enchantress can get those going with even a creep. So we already see actually one stack made very early. Oh, these Alchemists just have looked absolutely terrifying when they were left into a position where they're not contested in the lane whatsoever. As we said, you know, Pake breaking records. All right, Planet can actually, so I mean, you know, we're mentioning he has to do maybe some funny stuff. He can actually steal these these stacks that are coming out, just keeps killing the mana creeps, so it's actually no longer stacked pretty much. So at least he's preventing some farm. He's being a bit annoying, but it's not slowing down the Alchemist at all.
Well, they're trying to mess around with him, but Pake, not too fussed whatsoever. I guess you knew it was, will he sort of just continue to just try and be in this position where he's cutting the creep waves?
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. He got the money creep, so he's happy. They were able to get that Lotus, and I think they're gonna, oh my goodness, I was like, is he gonna get another courier?
I'm going to get another kill down bottom. Pichu winning the trade once again with Almisha. A couple of times now. And coming out on top here when the supports go at it bottom.
Spugna's putting a good amount of harassment bottom. We're seeing free farm on the DK. Whisper is getting pressured a good amount because of this.
Top lane. New. Yeah, Pake won't be able to continue to try and finish off the kill with the quill spray stacking up.
The heals are online.
I mean, he has another concoction ready to go. So I'll throw it out the way of Planet. Spike Carapace is there, so neither side quite able to push for the kill on this top 2 versus 2.
Lumpy's doing excellent in mid. A little bit of an advantage for Han at the moment, but to be expected. And is it going to be that Yules build? I'm curious to see what build the Lesh does go. You know, they were asking for the Yules for the setup because it could be a little bit dangerous if they don't have something like that. Otherwise, if they don't have that, they either need to go Blink on DK or the Nyx has to be there for every setup. As top,
Pake.
They'll find him.
I mean, that's quite the kill to find. Killing off New on the Bristle in this lane.
Definitely not what you want to see from Azure Ray.
You know, the Alk's going to have a free time for sure. As you say, these heroes currently pressuring, but giving away kills to the Alk as well. It's not great. They've got their eyes on Han in the mid lane, but Pichu is here to help out.
All the supports rotating. Misho.
Pichu's coming in with the body blocks.
Nice body blocks.
Allowing Han to step up. Almisha's looking pretty dead. I mean, once again, I mean, Pichu just has his number completely 3 times now.
I like this too. Just keep enabling your Lesh. That's why they have this Pugna pick as well. And it's a Lesh game where he's also very good versus both supports, right? I think that's also what we saw it picked up. Versus Enchantress and Willow, you'll be able to kill them in almost every scenario if you get on top of them with that Edict early. Lumpy. Not quite 6.
Maroon down bottom.
Blood Grenade to slow him down.
They've got the Vortex as well. Lumpy, they'll be able to secure the illusion. Han's going to try and run him down, see if they can get the kill. Lumpy getting burst slow. They can. They're able to take down Lumpy.
Han's still alive.
He's going to live. Planet and Pichu turn towards Almisha. Almisha will be able to survive under the tower, but indeed pushing forward there around the damage of Han, getting the kill, and not even losing his life.
Very good aggressive play forward. The Misanthropy does so much damage early on, even if it's just the 2 points in Edict. Just able to close that gap. Getting the 6 earlier as well, very important. So that lane, now it's started to go quite well, but we're definitely seeing Alk free farm. But DK is also getting pretty much free farm. He's got the level 6 in a second too. The armlet build is excellent this game. I mean, you go at every time on the DKs lately. So far, I mean, not a bad start by any means. Even though Alk is that free farm, they're getting good stuff out of these other 2 lanes. It's just going to be what can Niu get overall in this game as this Bristleback, and what build does he actually want to go for? Is he going to be an aura buyer? Is he just going to be playing for himself? I'll be curious to see what he's going to be going down. Yeah, Whisper, Phase, Soul Ring, and he's got the Blade Milk Hued, so he's going to be that early answer for the Leshrac for the side of Beast Coast. As top Niu.
Coming in with a rotation, Lumpy and MOUZ ready to set up to find Niu again. Yeah, this area at the map proving to be not a safe spot to be in. Down bottom.
Not enough damage for Whisper.
It's Pichu. He's going to run this down. He's okay. He doesn't want to chase up to the high ground. Almisha will survive.
If they're ever going to look to pressure the Alchemist, it has to be pretty much with the Leshrac. I want to see if Han's going to look to make that early type of move top.
Yeah, because as we're seeing, it's not a good spot for Niu to go to.
No.
Going to that top lane now is going to be almost certainly guaranteed death. We'll see the 8-minute power in. Pichu's able to again make sure that Lumpy doesn't have an easy time grabbing it and takes it away from him.
Just have worries with what Niu is going to be able to accomplish at all in this game as this Bristleback with such a tough lane and being so far behind MOUZ.
Should be able to get him in.
Very dead.
Han turns up to help out. Little bit of a boost of gold for Niu.
I wanted to see that kill go to the Lesh. I want every kill to go to Han this game so that he can be that answer to the Alchemist early on.
Oh yeah, this Alk, he's getting ahead. You know, Pake coming up to 9 minutes in, already reaching towards a 2k gold advantage over any of the other cores in the game. The Relic is done. So Radiance, it's going to be a very quick one.
He is going to be playing into Nyx, right? So that Carapace always will be useful, at least for the stun versus the Radiance. But is the damage going to be there? It's going to have to be Han. I'm still waiting to see what item he queues up. He hasn't shown us yet what he wants to build down. And we are seeing those stacks being formed. Beast Coast preparing for the enabling of this Alchemist.
And you're going to clean up some stacks himself.
Planet in a dangerous place.
I'll just try and waste some time on Planet. Not going to succeed in surviving. Kill for Lumpy.
He's just trying to be, you know, annoying, make moves around, just take these creeps, but does get caught out of position there. Pake. Is he going for another? He's going for another kill here.
He might just have this.
He might just have this. This can't happen.
Oh, the Jukes.
He's got another stun in 2. Can't finish him.
And you lucky to live there.
Yep. And it's a Blink build, so it's just full aggression from Han. I'm okay with this. I mean, Blink Euls can definitely work, or Blink into just Bloodstone if he wants to play that route. But I do want to see him try to get active. I want to see them try to kill this Alc.
Now, something needs to happen up here. They can't let Pake continue to have this. Yeah, Radiance, just about 500, 600 gold away. It's going to be like this pre-12-minute Radiance at this rate.
It's a haste run on Han, so he can definitely look to pressure with Max Edict. And here comes the DK too. This is a nice move. Can they get the scout? Planet is not quite 6, and MOUZ is actually scouting them out.
I should get the information for Pake to get out. As long as Pake survives.
6 on Planet. Han really wants him.
Now Pake might need further backup coming in. He's got the Chemical Rage.
He got it off. And now Whisper's coming.
Indeed, the backup's arrived. Whisper gets the setup. They'll get the concoction follow-up over towards Han. Big zip forward from Lumpy. Makes the jump over. It's a good stunt for Planet to hold them back.
Nice
The fear
nice.
comes in clutch from Elmisho. Catches the 2 of them. They've killed off Han. They'll chase down Planet. Beast Coast, they were very ready for that move.
Well, we said Han needs to go ham, but maybe a little bit too much there. He felt confident because of the haste, but nice TPs coming in from Whisper in the Storm. They have great reach to be able to catch pretty much every time to back up their allies. So overextensions can get punished quite easily like that. But it's the right idea, you know? It's like I can see what he's going for. He really wants to slow down the Alc, but it ends up hurting quite a bit there.
And there it is, 11-minute Radiance this game for Pake. How do they slow this man down? They got to try with a different approach to the last one.
And the Lesh, now at this point, he's bottom of the cores. He's going to be playing into that Blade Mill of Whisper. Whisper is automatically going to queue up the pipe afterwards too, so the answers will start to be built up. I was checking to see if maybe one of the supports wants to build like Enchantress to go for a Mage Slayer, because that's another reason why we don't really see as much Lesh anymore. The Mage Slayer pipe build just kind of ruins him in most instances. And it's a pretty good Mage Slayer game when they're playing versus that Bristleback too. But I don't know who can actually buy it, so maybe they won't actually have one. But either way, they're going to be able to get the pipe. They're going to have that Blade Mode, which is a great answer for the Lesh early on. And yeah, the stacks. Pake. Being enabled. Lumpy. Under a century. They should just have him here.
Didn't expect that.
Random century.
Yep.
Well, not random, because they saw him pick it up, but quote-unquote random.
I mean, for Azure Ray, how do you sort of play around Lowe's Dragon Knight into this Alchemist and the timings that Pake's going to have?
I think he needs to pressure towers. I think they need to use this DK and Pugna to siege towers down early so they can open up the map a bit more so they can look to pressure this Alchemist. The problem is that I feel like Beast Coast can actually contest this tower pressure early if they want to just rotate over. But they do whittle it down pretty quick. The Pugna Blast plus the DK, they should be able to finish it off, but Whisper's here.
MOUZ is going to try with the setup. Whisper coming in with the follow-up. There's a lot of backups, and they'll be able to turn and try and burst through Whisper instead. They'll be able to do that in pretty easily here with the 4 of them, and they'll finish off the tower. So Whisper, maybe not quite expecting them to be that many around the mid.
I mean, that's how they have to play, right? And now you should probably look to play super aggressive. They've got the blink finished on Han, so it's go time. Try to look for these kills. They have good ways to chain stun. Even if one of them does come out, he should be able to follow up with Han.
Radiant
Pake farming another stack.
And you very close to his first start in the Aghanim's.
That's true. He's actually recovered very nicely after farming some of these stacks. Big damage.
And trying to find MOUZ. He's actually able to juke away from that.
That's surprising that he survives like that. Wow.
And not able to find the opportunities to get the stun onto him.
No.
Planet, he will find him though. Sneaks up with the Vendetta, finishes off the job.
I mean, not so bad this early game. Even though the Alchemist is obviously zooming forward, they're making these nice moves around to at least try to pressure the map a bit here. But yeah, that Alchemist issue. It will grow faster and faster at this rate. They will have burst though. That's the cool thing about this Lash. But I'm worried for Han because it's full-out aggression, and he's going to be very fragile. He needs to have his team behind him in almost every situation. He cannot play too aggressively because he'll just get popped.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, smoke time from the duo on Beast Coast there. The two of them trying to see if they can get someone caught out around this top tower.
He's got the shield rune on Lumpy too. Feeling confident to dive forward here. Pichu. He's got a glimmer.
Should be able to find him quick and easy. And with that, they should have the space to take out the top tier 1 tower here at Beast Coast. Unlikely that Azure's going to want to send anyone else up to defend that one.
Yeah, knew his farm though. He's been able to sit back and get these, yeah, like you said, his Aghanims is finished up, so it could be pretty relevant to burst some of these heroes down. And they have quite a significant amount of that burst. Just will it be enough when this Alchemist has these timings? He's got the Manta finished already.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, these crazy timings continuing.
Crazy timings. And yeah, concerns for Han just grow. He's bottom of the cores on this Lash. Wanted to see him get enabled a bit better. He's 2-1 and 5 right now. I think he got, he didn't get every single one of these last hits on the kills for the rotations. So not as rich as I think he'd want to be in this game. Bottom because they get Lumpy. Doesn't look like it.
They're taking the mid tower. East Coast. Putting the pressure on now and having Pake at a point where he's ready to turn up.
2,000 HP on him. Lumpy also now has double rune. He has the shield, but it's going to be going away soon, but he has an arcane. And we've seen this every time now in the Storm. They just buy shard 15 minutes. I'm really liking that they do this. I feel like it increases your kill potential in the early game so much if you do find even like a 1-2 rotation. Or 1 or 2 hero rotation to find somebody. Rather than needing that like third hero. It helps a lot. They do have this nice ward bottom on the side of Azure Ray. This could be something that they can use to maybe catch Pake. It's a tough kill because of how tanky it is at this point, but if they can use that information to isolate him, could be huge.
Oh, it's going to be so hard because once he's got the BKB...
They need to get him before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
Azure Ray getting the movement over towards the tier 2 top.
Under attack.
And Beast Coast, they'll probably look to take the fight if they're aware of it, but the jump's going to be there from Han.
Whispers in.
And Whisper, he's going to swing across. Question if he wants to fight back. They do. With the Vortex onto Han, it's still hard with the 4 of Azure Ray here.
No TP on Pake. Not wanting to commit for the fight fully. Still 14 seconds left on his. Can they keep poking this tower? They might just be able to. The glyph is still on cooldown up top for about 20 seconds, so they can keep poking this one. They could bring it down. Have to be careful how they commit forward, though. Beast Coast is going to look to defend this one. Lumpy. Just watching him hit these creeps, stack these camps. He actually misses that one.
Pumpy. He knows when you're on the front, highly likely there's a lot behind him. And Planet.
Can they get
for the setup? They do.
Nice.
Planet gets a beautiful opening. They get the finishing touch, and then Han. He's looking towards MOUZ.
Can they disengage? Han
Pake.
in a dangerous spot.
He's coming in, and he's just going to walk up and completely destroy Han. And now with Whisper coming crashing through in the midst of it all, they can maybe set up for Pake to be able to chase down more. They look towards MOUZ, able to turn with the quill sprays. Pake actually taking a lot of damage from that.
He's got the Manta.
It's the 1-for-1 between the mids.
Hey, they're showing that they can't. They have a lot of bursts, so they can't kill this Alk early on until he has BKB. If they do find him in a stun and they find that chain stun, Can definitely see how they bring these targets down early. Pipe is now finished, though, for Whisper, so it does feel like for Beast Coast, their timings, they're starting to hit a couple of these together to be able to group up and force something, but it's actually Azure Ray who's getting the opportunity maybe to look for this Roche next. This is a heads-up move. I don't know if Beast Coast will know or make it in time. They have the Willow here. He might go for a steal play.
Oh, that would be pretty high.
They're moving over.
Yeah, they know. Roshan.
They're not doing it fast enough.
Azure Ray's heading out of the pit. Looking for the fight first. Well, smoke up. Whisper. It's going to grab onto New, but there's not really any follow-up damage. New's perfectly fine.
They just terrorized the Roche pit. Whisper.
They're all outside of the
dead.
pit. And indeed, Whisper's gone. Pake is going to step up. The Spike Carapace is there. Lumpy jumps across to try and deal with the Nyx Assassin first. Planet. He's getting away, though. He's able to put the Vendetta retreat for this
DK's
Pake.
in trouble.
Pots the BKB, gets on top of low. The DK trying to escape. The Decrepify comes out from Pichu. Another concoction. Pake is going to turn it over towards New. He's hitting him in the face here, bringing the Bristle back down low. They're turning back in with the Dragon Tail stun. Lumpy's got a bit of mana left to zip over towards low.
Big
but
damage.
Glimmer's going to keep him safe. Pake will clean up New.
They're going back in for Pake, though.
Han. Look at the burst, but the concoction's out. Pake! He gets the kill. He will die at the end of it all. A very bloody fight there for both sides.
This Pugna did so much work. The saves between the Glimmers and Decreps, he actually completely kept low alive. And it was a really awkward start to everything there, too. They terrorized and jumped into the pit thinking they were there. Whisper dies without getting almost anything off. That was pretty good for Azure. They can show that they can fight versus this super farmed Alchemist as long as they can keep this Pugna alive. I think that Beast Coast needs to prioritize him a little more. The Pugna, that is.
And we'll see again what you said is at the start, what Beast Coast dropping the Terrorize in the pit. They didn't have it for the fight.
He dropped everything. He dropped literally his Brambles as well, so they had no spells from the Willow whatsoever inside this entirety of the fight. And then he just dies, so yeah, pretty much not even having the Willow there. Good kiting, though. Look at the way they kind of danced around. I'm just watching Pichu. Well, these little Decrep plays and everything were the big difference maker. Back in action. Low. Can he get himself away? He can.
Yeah, they try and chase, but they know that by that time, Azure Ray are going to be there ready to back him up.
Roche is still at half HP, and it is set up on bottom, so it looks like Beast Coast, they'll be the ones to finish it off. But they've closed this gap. I mean, the gold lead is non-existent.
It's a very close one.
And that's with an Alchemist lineup, so...
Yeah, and of course, the Alch is still very farmed. It's just outside of it. The fact that Azure Ray have their other positions in such a good spot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, these supports are just quite rich. You know, the Nyx Assassin at times tends to have this happen, right? Because he's just a Nyx and he's playing his own game. But yeah, Pichu, I mean, this Pugna. A lot of games, Pichu's been an X factor for this team, with his saving heroes in particular. You remember the Shadow Demon the other day when he was getting these, like, clutch saves? He's making it happen, and he's super high level. You rarely see a 5-position Pugna be level 14 at this point. And that 15 talent, I know Cinderin talked about it yesterday, I believe. That's when you get pretty tanky. You get plus 350 health on that Pugna, too, even though you're a support. It's pretty relevant.
Beast Coast are going to try pushing in with this Aegis. Lumpy in position ready to jump in from the side. If Azure Ray step up to try and defend, the tier 2's gone. They can swing around, look to keep pushing for more. Han's got the full Bloodstone.
Strong. They're going to smoke with that. It's into the Aegis, though. BKB's about to be done for Lumpy as well. If they can catch him before this BKB comes out, could be a decent fight.
And can they get the jump planet?
Scouting things out.
I'm backing off safely here, Beast Coast. They'll also have easier ways to get into the fight themselves with the Shadow Blade done on Pake.
He wants this Silver Edge. They do feel like they need that answer versus the Bristle. But again, it's not just going to be an easy method of just break him and kill him, because they have to know where the Pugna is. If he gets broken, he's going to get decrepified right afterwards, and they'll have these tools to save. So yeah, they have to find this Pugna, or have the enchant to dispel it in particular. MOUZ.
Han.
He's got him.
He does indeed. Just
Misho's
jumps forward, kills off El Misho, with no difficulty.
Lesh versus Enchantress and Willow. Always going to have these kill potentials alone.
Well, pushing back themselves a bit. Azure Ray. At the bottom tier 1 here with the Dragon form.
Low's starting to hit pretty hard.
Tower has fallen.
That next item is going to be the big one for him. If he's able to get something like a crit now at this point afterwards on the DK. Could help them have much better sustained damage throughout the fight as well.
And they're looking at Han.
Good blink out. Lumpy has BKB. They have Aegis. Beast Coast, they want to fight.
And just very hard to get things going if they don't jump the back lines. And that high sort of awareness that this next assassin almost certainly going to be tripping up their smoke plays, looking to try and get the information first for Azure Ray.
Right, this is their moment to attempt to take over pretty much everything. They even bought a gem, so they're going pretty in for this play. I think ideally they want Pake's Silver Edge before they do take that fight, but they're looking to at least claim this high ground for the moment. How close is Whisper to Aghanims? He's halfway as well. So that secondary break will come online soon too.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Ooh, and Lowe's actually queuing up the MKB instead, so.
Low. It's going to step up. Just gives him a bit of a tickle. Just lets them know that he's here. Beast Coast. Well, they'll pull back. Only a minute or so left on the Aegis for Lumpy.
I can't believe how even it's felt. I mean, in gold, like the entirety of this game.
Oh, no!
Oh, he's caught!
I think it felt that they left. I mean, he's pretty tanky. He's able to survive for that pretty easily. He's able to get the BKB off, and now he's ready to turn. Goes over towards Whisper. Whisper puts the blade mail. Will manage to get away. Pake is going to turn his efforts maybe towards New with the rest of the BKB trying to run. Pake gets back in with Silver Edge here over towards him, but the Decrep indeed keeping Low safe for now. Pake's trying to stand on top of him. The heals coming out from Pichu over towards New. They'll go towards Han, but he's healing up with the Bloodstone. The stone catches on to Pake. Lumpy is ready for round 2. The Aegis has been popped. It doesn't matter. He's ready to keep fighting. Lumpy helps to finish off Han. Zips over towards New. Can he finish the job? Again, Pichu making the lives of these cores of Beast Coast very difficult in how much he's saving his teammates. Can't do enough to save New at the end of it all. Planet's going for the TP out, and after that whole sort of debacle, they will still be able to chase down Pichu, get him as well. Beast Coast take the fight. Pate gets the double.
They just push forward for a couple saves though, right? These decreps again on the DK. He gets gone and it's an instant decrep from the low ground. But this time with that Aegis, they're able to persist through. They isolate Han, his Bloodstone wears off, and then they can burst him.
Planet.
This is not an easy kill.
He misses the stun Planet. That's going to cost him his life.
Did you see this? He turned the Radiance off. So the Carapace wouldn't be there to get that chain stun. Oh my god, these little plays are insane. I think he was doing that in some of the fights too when his BKB was wearing off. He's just turning the Radiance off just to make sure he doesn't get constantly Carapaced. Little things like that could be the X factor.
I'll check it out again, this point where Low gets jumped. I mean, it's crazily tanky. You know, you have 4 heroes going on him. They didn't get anywhere close to killing him at the start of the fight. And then at this point, honestly, Beast Coast, the way that they split up, it's kind of a miracle that they're able to turn this fight around and actually get the kills after the end of it all.
It's just a great usage of the Aegis, right? They have like 50 seconds left on it, and they know that they need to persist forward for it. They get these great kills. Whisper sacrificed himself pretty hard just to distract the Pugna from getting these saves. So it's a nice move from Whisper, because otherwise maybe they would have been able to protect Han with another Glimmer / Decrep and stuff. So smoking again. Haste Rune on Lumpy.
Well, they're keeping the pressure up. They know how strong they are around the Alchemist.
Claiming the high ground.
Oh, they're going to get the jump first, though. They get an initiation over towards Pate. Pate needs help. He's able to get the ult off. I'm going to consider if he wants to get back in on this. Looking for his target. Does he want to go in with the Silver Edge? He doesn't. They'll back away. And they'll look. They'll just leave MOUZ to die on the back lines. Just the 2 supports to fall. The cores of Beast Coast bail out.
Low. Jumping in. Man to dodge.
Pate has got the BKB and Silver Edge up in a second. And he's just going to go for the TP out.
Good fight. Logo's Blink Dagger. I actually like this. Even though it's not this damage item, you can see the idea of what they want. They want to chain stun and burst the Alk before he can get anything off. And they do have a heavy amount of chain stun if they do get that. With the blink on the Lash, the blink on the DK, they should be able to follow up. On. Soon as Shiva's on the horizon too, which is going to help a lot versus that Alchemist. Cool game plan so far from Azure. Even though, yeah, it's been a consistent slight gold lead for the side of Beast Coast, it feels like it's anybody's game.
And they just need that bit more damage really on Beast Coast to get on someone and kill them before the saves come in. Pichu has been doing an excellent job every single time, just prolonging these fights.
They're actually going to go for a nullifier on Whisper. Something you almost, I mean, you'll never see really on a Primal Beast, but they really want something to deal with this pesky Pugna. Bit interesting. We'll see if it pays off, because that means he's not going to go for the Ags build or a BKB for himself.
Yeah, he
so
can
it's
die.
gonna put him in a weird spot. I don't know. This is a little weird. Not having a BKB either on the Primal. It's a risky play.
They're going to have the Nullifier at least out on Pake for the next fight. Gets rid of the Radiant, splits that up.
That's why I'm like, why is Whisper going for it? Maybe Whisper will just go BKB.
They get the jump on Lumpy. Lumpy needs help. The fear will come out. And now Pake's ready to step up. They get a great stun in on towards the two. Then they're in onto hand. They've taken him out low. Will be able to put the BKB and run. Lumpy's going to turn his attention straight over towards Pichu. Control this Pugna. Force him away from the rest of the team. As Pichu, they'll waste a bit of their time, but not much. He falls.
What a play from Misho.
Immediate moves, yeah, from Beast Coast. And indeed, they turn around what could have been a pretty good start to the fight for Azure Ray.
It just, yeah, they get caught perfectly. The chain stun comes out, and they have tons of burst too. Is Whisper actually? I don't think he just goes BKB, right? They have the nullifier.
Yeah, he's switching it back. You're right.
I would hope so. Yeah, good. Oh, I was like, that's very strange, but either way. And Pake has his finished up. That's going to allow them to focus fire a lot easier. And Roche, it's 2 minutes. Long spawn. Pake. He definitely has solo kill potential with this Silver Edge, with this Nemesis Curse. Azure Ray has to be careful how they show on these side lanes. He will 100-0 anybody in a stun. And Low does need this next damage item after that last fight. He does have the blink and the chain stun, but he's still not having that MKB, that big damage item for himself on the DK.
Just gotta hold this area around the pit.
BKB done now for Whisper, I believe. It's coming on the courier. Now he can BKB and pulverize any target. Like the panel was mentioning, there's no BKB piercing distance.
Who's he looking to grab? Just holding in position one of the cores, or is he going for Pichu? You want to do on a core?
Yeah, one of the cores.
Lumpy. He's going to zip in. He's going to get the jump over towards hand on the backline. The concoction to follow up. Whisper comes crashing through hand. He gets grabbed. They've been able to take Lesh out at the start of the fight. Now they're ready to look for more. BKB popped by Low as he starts to kite it out. And you at the backlines will finish off Elmisho with the quill sprays. Lumpy on the high ground. See if they get the vision to set up for anyone else. They'll find Pichu in the trees.
That's the gem. That's a huge kill.
He just picked that up as well.
Yeah, I think literally just came out on the courier before the fight. Plan it.
He tries to turn and burst through Lumpy. He can't. Well, these fights now getting pretty painful for Azure Ray. Beast Coast with some excellent execution.
And Pake just now at this point is starting to get just win after win after win. He'd kill after kill after kill. 10,000 gold lead on the Alchemist over the DK. He almost has I mean, he's getting close to having that Abyssal soon too. His items are just flying in. And Whisper, with this BKB, yeah, he can just go for any target he wants. Same for the Storm. They have multiple forms of initiation that's just a bit easier to see than Azure Ray. I like this. I mean, Low's switching to Daedalus. It feels like he needs a big damage item.
They need some crazy sort of damage output. Because we're seeing in these fights, like Low, he can BKB run around, and he does not die, but they can kind of ignore him.
Yeah, he's 0-0 and 5. He's actually yet to die this game. But yeah, his damage is just not really there just yet.
Now Roshan up.
And, I mean, Han, I understand why he wanted to go for the Shiva's build, but now it's like not having a BKB for him is also a bit sus, because he just can't really walk in, because he's just getting chain stun and controlled. Difficult. And now an Aegis again on the best Aegis carrier in the game.
Aegis for Lumpy. And Pake, he's very close to having the full Abyssal Blade.
Yeah.
So then, even if there are these BKBs coming out later on for Azure Ray, Pake's still going to be able to get in on top of these heroes. And do a crazy amount of damage.
He's getting to the point where he can start, I mean, after this, he can start buying the Ags for his teammates, and he has phenomenal ones. If Whisper doesn't want to buy it, the Storm Spirit as well, too. These two heroes scale massively when they get given Ags as well. So beastcoast definitely has a clear path to being able to continue scaling. Well, Azure Ray, they need to have some type of fight win soon, or
they really do.
Getting very, very out of control.
For the most part so far this game, it has felt like they're holding on. You know, they're kind of cutting losses in these fights and not losing too much, but they're not really gaining anything. They're slipping further and further behind Azure Ray. They need something big.
I mean, Han is, yeah, he finishes the Shivas, but yeah, it's going to be a risk. We'll have to see if he can survive long enough inside these fights.
And Lumpy just ready. Ready and waiting there, seeing if anyone steps out alone.
And it's really painful that Azure Ray lost that gem before, too. Map control just not going to be there. They kind of have to play on this high ground for an attempt to go.
They're going to try for a jump. It's just going to be a bit of a tease there.
beastcoast.
Got the brambles out. Who wants to start things? MOUZ trying to step forward. They're going to look. They're waiting for Pichu. Lumpy, patience there as he watches for the Pugna. Now Turner just actually kill off immediately.
Goodness.
I mean, Pichu, he could get off anything to save him. Pate gets the BKB in the chemical rage off. They'll deal with the Pugna ward.
Pig is getting a bit low.
Just have to back away a little bit. Same to be said for Lumpy. Of course, Lumpy's got the luxury of the Aegis. He'll let it go and lose it.
They got the Alk.
Indeed, that's a big one to find because Lumpy get the cleanup on the second life phase. Back now with the BKB. Trying to zip over towards Pichu, playing around with the Pugna. Decrepify will go off. MOUZ, he's dying to the damage of Han. Let's see if Lumpy can clean up this up. I mean, against the three of them, probably not. He has to bail.
This Pugna is surviving. How? Ends up living the whole fight. They jumped into the backline to try to get him.
I mean, they were waiting. They were waiting to see Pichu, and then Lumpy goes for him. That gives the rest of Azure Ray the chance to really clean up the fight in their favor against the Aegis that beastcoast had.
It was definitely a little bit. This was one of the fights that Pake played a little bit weird. He actually BKB'd and spent the majority of his time hitting the Nether Ward. So after his BKB ended, he just kind of had to retreat immediately, and they were able to just deal the physical damage from the Bristleback on top of him. So new. It's kind of like he's turning into the carry as this offlaner.
Yeah, we'll see this again.
They see the Pugna, and
they're waiting for the Pugna.
He's playing so well. Pichu.
And then Lumpy makes the jump. And indeed, he just can't deal with it on his own. Lumpy can't do anything about Pichu.
And watch Pig what he does here. He gets stunned up, and then he just has to BKB and just hit Nether Ward, and then it's like, oh my goodness, my BKB is out. I need to just run away. This pesky Pugna is doing heavy lifting, it feels.
Now back in action, beastcoast. They've got to be careful about how they go about the next fight. That last one, definitely the beginning of Azure Ray being able to take a decent part away from beastcoast's lead.
And New's turning into the carry. He's got an AC now finished up, so that's going to help Low decent amount for damage too. And Low does have Daedalus.
Azure Ray, they can be the ones to look for the fight now. That jump up, yeah, BKB going to be done on Han.
I'm just going to keep eyes on Pichu. If they don't deal with this Pugna, I feel like he's going to turn the game.
But after this Pugna's MVP
he's
so
already
far.
been doing it like pretty much in all these fights.
Well, Pake is going to start things onto New. New's able to put the BKB. I mean, New's going to start pushing back at the MOUZ. Just
huge damage.
Taking huge damage indeed for the coil spray. Lumpy jumps in over towards Han. They'll try and focus the ledge. They've got the grab from Whisper. They bring Han down. See if they can deal with New as well. Whisper trampling in on top of him. New cleans up another support, but he will die for this. Get the Dragon Tail stone over towards Pake. He's able to put the man to turn with the concoction. Lumpy, a little bit of mana left to play over to D. Pake, able to smash into the Nyx Assassin, get the double. It's just Low and Pichu alive, but they're two pretty tough heroes to deal with.
They were kind of split up there at the start of the fight for Azure Ray. The Pugna wasn't there early enough to be able to get the save, but they also just got the full nullifier throw onto him and were able to finish off that Lesh. Bit split. beastcoast take advantage of when Azure Ray is not fully in position.
Pake's able to find these heroes like not being buffed up and saved up. He does kill them pretty quickly.
I mean, with the nullifier, right? If he's able to always just get that off and stop them from getting all these saves with the Pugna, it's going to be pretty huge. He's hit 25 too, so now doesn't have the boots, of course, but is able to do this as an Alchemist because he has the 25 talent for movement speed. And did Whisper finish the Ags? He did. So Whisper's got that done. He built it for himself.
Solid items being found on the neutral front. We've got the Timeless Relic for the Storm and the Lesh, and that extra bit of damage step up for the DK. Low gets the Ancient Guardians.
It's an important one. I mean, these things do matter. All these small little things of extra damage. Paik has yet to decide which neutral he wants.
Maybe he doesn't have too many good options, or maybe he has too many.
I'm wondering which one he wants. Movement speed would be nice. Mindbreaker would be nice too. Either one of those. Okay, so Havoc Hammer, so more HP.
Of course, when the game sort of slows down, Beast Coast get back to building up the lead. Able to farm that a little bit quicker with Paik on the Alchemist. And he's pretty much done with his build. Just wants the refresher next.
He's actually okay. He does have
He's
5
done.
activatable items and a neutral that's activatable, but it feels like the Aghanims can be very value if he wants to go for it on Lumpy. But wants to play for himself, that's fine. Han does have BKB now.
Well,
9 seconds.
This could be a pretty good fight here for Azure Ray. Smoke's coming out. See if they have a good read of where Beast Coast are there. It's still a minute until we'll see Roshan potentially back up.
At the moment, Paik does not have buyback if they're able to find this Alchemist.
He's swinging back over to the mid. Azure Ray.
Whisper got the Ascetic Cap. That's going to make it really difficult for them to ever chain stun kill him. He should, in theory, get everything off now.
I mean, Low might try. He's going to get the jump.
Ascetic Cap.
They're going to drag it down, but India's going to get the charge for Whisper, but once BKB turns with the Pulverize onto Low. BKB comes out for Low in return. Whisper charges away.
That's the BKB from the DK. Quite a bit expended. I mean, Ascetic Cap right there. It just that status resistance it provides, he'll always be able to get BKB off. They're not going to be able to burst this Primal. Not going to be able to chain stun him.
Seems like Beast Coast, they just don't want to do anything until the next Roshan.
No. They also did use the BKB on Whisper, so playing it careful. Looking to control that bottom side. See how long the spawn's going to be. And Low, he did finish up a Satanic, so a bit more survivability inside these fights. How long's the Roche? God, how many? I feel like we've been getting so many max duration ones.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Lumpy. This could be a catch.
They get the jump onto him. Have they got the burst? They do easily.
Nicely done.
The damage from Low, pretty insane. As he's gone, and Lumpy will buy back immediately to try and get back into the fight. Paik wants the BKB. He's trying to focus Low. The heals coming out from PG. Lumpy jumps in with the Vortex drag back on towards the Dragon Knight. Decrepified thrown out, trying to save Low. Low, he's getting away. The heals coming in from Pichu. A concoction thrown down. Lumpy jumps in. Will manage to outdo the heals that Pichu was providing to bring down Low. They turn towards New. They're going to find all 3 cores. 2 of them without buyback.
Great buyback from Lumpy. I guess he didn't expect them to initially go on him because the DK's BKB was still on cooldown. It was a nice little sneaky play from Azure Ray, but they do lose all 3 cores because of that. All of Beast Coast is able to come in afterwards. And Paik's just doing too much damage. Keeps getting the break hit onto the ideal targets, either breaking that DK or breaking the Bristle. And then they've got the follow-up. Whisper finding the right target. It feels like every time. Han just gets pretty much 100 to 0'd inside the Pulverize.
He dies pretty quick.
Time.
I mean, Pichu, he can't save everyone.
He cannot. And now the Pulverize lasts even longer. And this Pugna's been doing insane work, but yeah, as you said, there's only one target you can really go for to buff up. And these nullifiers are causing that issue, or the nullifier in particular. Rax to fall.
We'll see how much more they can get. They still have time if they want to swing down to the bottom and get that bottom set. Yeah, Paik's on his way over.
They might clean up almost at least 2 sets here.
They've got the creep wave coming down the mid. They could go for a 3rd. Depends how much respect they want to give, because obviously this is a time where Roshan could potentially be back up. So Beast Coast might just
take the 2 and
yeah,
back
take
up.
2 and set up for Roche.
Because they don't know if it's up or not yet. I didn't see if the Enchantress set the creep.
A big...
Massive win there.
Yeah, big jump up in the lead now for Beast Coast.
A full Shiva's now for Lumpy too.
And indeed, I think, you know, Lumpy probably clicked Pake's invention and said, bro, you got loads of money. Buy me an Aghanim's.
And now he queues it up.
So he's like, okay.
It's so
Which I imagine that's where it's going, right? He's buying it for the Storm.
I would imagine so. Whisper has a full refresher, so we mentioned the lockdown from this Pulverize is going to be insane now.
They're going to try and fight into this. They know that they've got to do something here, Azure Ray. They can't let Beast Coast get the Roshan.
Pake.
Oh, they're going to jump. They're going to try and go for Pake, but Whisper's in with the counterplay. Has the grab on towards low. Low across the BKB. Jump forward from Lumpy's looking for Pichu. Pichu has been found on the backlines. Pake's here to help out. They take down the Pugna. Lumpy cleans up Planet. The second grab holding in place low once again. As Pake, he does get caught by a stun for now, but now he's ready to continue outputting the damage. And the buybacks are coming out from Azure Ray, but they cannot turn this fight against Beast Coast. As Beast Coast clean up the Nyx Assassin a second time. They get the big kill on low. And as we're seeing now, at this point, they are able to just find Pichu and make sure that Pugna can't play the fights.
It's instant jumps. You saw like 3 heroes.
Everything on him.
And Whisper, it's just a full refresher that got picked up right before the fight starts. So he just grabs, DK, grabs whichever target he wants twice. And able to burst them down. They're too tanky, and it does feel like Azure Ray has ran out of steam in terms of damage. I'm not seeing these heroes on the side of Beast Coast really take too much.
The only one that really does a lot of it is low, but most of the time he's fully controlled in this case by Whisper.
They're also fighting inside the acid spray really nicely. I was trying to follow that one a couple times in these fights, but that extra armor that it gives as well makes it very difficult for them to really bring down these super tanky heroes.
Back in action, he's found you out on the map. As him gone for 100, it's really falling apart now for Azure Ray.
Yeah, and that's the Aghanim's pick, can give it over to Lumpy. They hung on for a long time this game.
They've really given it a good fight this game, but it has felt that they've just always been playing from behind. And, even if they do indeed lose this game, I feel Pichu, he did so much. He was sort of the biggest threat for Beast Coast. He was saving these team fights, but he couldn't quite save the game. As Beast Coast coming down the mid. As the timings, the way they play around Pake's Alchemist, a little too strong here. As low, they'll try and hold him back, but Lumpy's in with the grab. Is any saving for him? Pichu trying his best with the light drain, but the damage has already been done. The mega creeps are out for Beast Coast.
Tons of gold to spend.
See if Azure Ray can do anything crazy. Again, it's the mega creeps. Dude, what is going on with Enchantress's courier?
What about it?
Am I crazy? Look at it. Going towards the die base. Observer, go.
Wait, what the?
Die tier 3 in the mid. Die tier 4 in the mid.
156
Look at this
HP.
courier.
Wait, what?
What is that? Is this a facet that I didn't read?
Wait, what?
Explain, Fog, Julian.
Wait 1 second. Give me brain.
What's going on here? It's got 156 hits you got to do to take this one down.
But it's not healing, so it doesn't really. But why does it have the bonus 150?
I mean, it almost certainly is just a visual bug, but I've never seen that before.
Look at the bar of this.
Look at this. It's terrifying.
Someone BKB'd.
Oh. There's Whisper. He looked over at Enchantress's courier and he panicked and slapped the keyboard. He's like, what the heck's going on over there?
I'm trying to think.
What caused this?
Is it that? Oh, it is that. Oh, okay, it's a 20 talent.
Oh.
But that... What?
Wait. But it definitely is that because it's giving it plus...
Because I was like, I'm thinking it's like the Chen thing that used to have, but yeah,
it's given it plus 150 health, but
armor.
It hasn't given it plus 150 health. So it's like a visual bug, right?
It's got the armor. It's not visual bug. It's there. Whatever.
But the armor doesn't matter, right? Because courier's a number of hits to kill.
Yeah, sure, but whatever. That is the weirdest.
Look at this courier. They're going to send that in on the front lines in the next fight. Look at this boy. That's a beefy boy.
All right, Azure Ray, what can you do? New has a Daedalus. He's got to do the big deeps on this Bristleback.
Whisper pretty quick, but the Vortex is there. The follow-up damage from Pake comes in and they take out Hand. Hand's got buyback available. We'll see if he uses it low, getting healed up by Pichu, but MOUZ and Lumpy focus down the Pugner. Pichu's out, the supports, they don't have buyback. Low is surviving only just finally though. Whisper finishes it off and Han, he bought back for this. They try and throw everything into this final effort of the defense. It does not work out for Azure Ray. GG is called. Beast Coast will close up this game 1.
They fought hard.
They did.
We don't know how that one's going to go in particular with the Pango plus Willow versus the Alk, but that also feels pretty strong to slow down an Alchemist. So it feels like maybe 3 lanes that should be able to kind of win and pressure pretty hard.
So you'd be pretty surprised if this Alk has anywhere close to as good of a start and good of a game as Pake did last game for Beast Coast.
I've also just, I'll flat out say too, I feel like these South American carries lately, especially at this tournament, have just been showing their strength a lot here on these type of heroes that can farm super hard. And Low has just been struggling a bit. Last game, it's not entirely his fault. He had a really hard game, but he got no kills. He ended up with 0. So these supports on Azure, they have to stop taking kills, give it to the cores a little bit more, especially when they're struggling. And let's see what Planet can do on his support DOTA. We saw it have good success one game because it kind of baited terrible fights multiple times from, can't remember what team exactly it was, but it was baiting bad fights. And then it was a horrific Medusa game when he played versus the anti-mage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that good old AM game.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Parker AM, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the domination. Game over at like 5 minutes. It felt like he got like triple kills in lane. So, yeah, let's see how these lanes do end up going down. Because, yeah, they do have a lot of different mixed damage, or a lot of different magical damage and things to go for Pake early on.
Azure Ray hanging around just to see if they could get some early action. They're going to try and kill off the range creep.
I like that, though. He stops them from blocking the wave. So he should actually be able to keep this out of his tower range. It's going to be close. He does. Heads up play for
He's got it. Yeah, got it in a great spot.
Yep.
To start things off.
And he's next to his Ofrenda, so he gets 15 bonus attack speed right away. But yeah, this mid lane, we have to see how Han does. He's been getting a lot of flack, a lot of criticism. This one, it's a lane that's just incredibly difficult for him.
But can you not, sort of kick the Monkey King under the tower? Can you outplay him?
In theory, yeah. If you get, you kick him under and you get a TP rotation or something like that, sure, but the problem is the denies start to add up. If you walk up and you give him the Jingu, every time he's going to get so many extra denies, and it's going to happen. So, yeah. Won't be easy for Han.
And in terms of carry choice this game for Beast Coast, what do you think it is about these certain teams that do want to go with the Moeta carry? Because a lot of this is a carry that's very particular to certain teams, right? Lots of teams just do not play Moeta carry.
Pake likes it a lot, though. This is one of his heroes that he likes to play. I think he played it twice this tournament already, so he's good at it. And it's also like this Timber Saw answer, right? This hero, Timber's been pretty insane, I feel like, in this tournament as well. I think people are trying to find more and more answers, and I think the Muerta is one of those that can do super good, because you just do so much damage. It's explosive early. I feel like they actually are going to have 3 winning lanes, Owen.
Well, it's rough. Yeah, mid lane 9 and 6 against the 6 and 1. Those 6 denies already here by Lumpy. They're only going to continue to add up.
Top can be a bit volatile, but I do. Yeah, they definitely have set themselves up in a position to snowball the game pretty hard. Because Lumpy, panel said it too. Monkey King probably one of the best heroes at dominating these melee mids and also at making early rotations if you do get an advantage. So can look to play around those side lanes very easily with the rotations.
And do you like that, this game, Beast Coast, they take that Pugner for themselves. They see how much,
like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, he saw what Pichu was doing last game and he was feeling that, that's what you want to be doing yourself as a support. So many saves you can make.
And pretty cool combo with the Muerta, right? You can decrep offensively and stuff, so you can actually allow her to do so much more damage. It's definitely one of these cooler picks. And this Nether Ward is pretty relevant this game, to be honest, too. A lot of spells are going to be getting spammed just like last time versus either that Timber or even the DOTA just burning herself. 16 and 12.
It's not going to get any easier for Han.
Nope.
He can occasionally sort of nuke the creeps. Most of the time, Lumpy's been prepping them in a way where he always gets a large amount of denies in before the waves lined up for a blast from a boulder from Han.
And this lane for New, it's a ton of magic damage. This is not an easy position for a Timbersaw. Sometimes this hero can just withstand most lanes, but this is just so much burst that comes from a Pugna and from the double spells of the Muerta. And yeah, they're contesting this Alchemist farm.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pichu, he's got the setup on Whisper. Concoction coming in. He's still got a shield crash.
Still dead. Too many stacks.
Takes him down. Let's see if they can get the kill in return. Bramble from El Misho. But that's going to be it. So Azure Ray getting away with that.
Nicely done. That's that lane that can be volatile, like we were mentioning from before. So it's perfect that they're able to find that opportunity onto Whisper. Oversteps himself a little bit. Gets caught by, what, 5-6 sticky stacks.
Han continuing to just be forced away from this mid lane. Has to make the route down there to get the water in and the bouncer in to refuel.
We have seen Earth Spirits recover from pretty bad starts, but this is definitely one of the harder ones. It feels
I feel like we sort of see them recover when they're not getting like the CS, but getting like the gold. But having this amount of denies against you, it's the levels that's going to be the problem.
And Han is, I mean, he's just starting to cut creep waves at this point. He's trying to find any solution to not have to play the lane. But it's not like he's this like primal beast or this Sand King that we've seen sometimes where you do this, you pull it into a neutral camp and you're able to farm that. Earth Spirit can't really do that. Kind of just has to farm this wave unless he pulls it into like a medium camp maybe. Off to a very hot start. Peg is getting dove bottom.
And it should be, unless MOUZ. He is going to be able to bail him out. Comes in, throws down the blast. Azure Ray have to step back. They won't be able to kill off Peg.
They don't have regen for him down here, though. They could actually snipe Peg if he's not careful. And they're bringing the out.
They're all coming in.
Oh my goodness, they're bringing 4.
Good dead shot to push back New.
Blood grenade as well.
And the Timber Chain off the mark, but Peg, indeed, he can't escape this. I mean, you're bringing 4 heroes in, you're going to get the kill.
Radiant's courage.
I can't believe they actually brought 4, though. Like, bringing the Alchemist down here, too, it's a bit surprising. They do have the catapult wave, so this is nice to at least put some pressure on it if they keep the catapult alive, but it will die. And Muerta will come back right to the lane. The Ofrenda is down. Pake is back to farming. Uh-oh. Han? He's got backup. He should be fine.
I'm trying to dive in on top.
He got all SCS. So far, not bad for the Alk. 3,600 net worth. It's just the disparity between the mid.
Yeah, it's when
he's 600, but Han, he's got magnetized. He could look to make a rotation. They're bringing 4 themselves top. This Alchemist is low.
Oh, not quite able to get the angle. Azure Ray know what's up now.
Han is here. He's got magnetized.
Whisper, they're in onto Pichu. See him try and get the connection with the roll forward. They have to just sell for El Misho.
Nice, and they gave it to the Alchemist. I was like, please don't take it on a support again. Lumpy. Four seconds on Boulder.
And Pichu's got to be careful with the amount of damage coming out for Lumpy. Put the Wukong's down. And if he can line up a good sort of boundless strike, he'll get a decent heal.
He's going down.
It's not enough of a heal to save him.
And they fill Han's bottle as well during it. Nice move. Enabling him again. Pichu on the bat. Having a very good early game. Whisper. Corrosion purchased up, so wanting to reduce the healing of the Alk. Not usually what you see too much now on these Pangos nowadays. I think I saw them both queuing up Corrosion. Yeah, they actually have a Corrosion on Monkey King as well, so doubling down on it.
You got to imagine that Lumpy will probably look to leave the lane soon and try and make some sort of play happen.
Yeah, I would imagine
he's got to want to play aggressive.
Oh, they actually warded the small camp as well too up top, so looking to prevent that Alchemist from farming that extra one. And I think they took the double stack that they had there too. So good contention. Looking to walk in, get this D ward here from El Micho. But yeah, Lumpy not yet rotating. He's got Jingu stacks. That could allow him to rotate. Has to watch out for his trees from getting cut though.
And looks like Whisper this game, he wants to rush the defusal.
I think we're seeing it like every time now on the Pangos. So they're back to going Diffu. Now he's versus Medusa support too. It's a good game for it. I mean, versus 3 strength cores plus a Medusa does make sense. I saw Lumpy also was doing it right. Yeah, both of them. So double Diffu. It's all about early timings and early pressure. That's the way the Beast Coast wants to play.
Just completely moved up to the top half of the map now, Beast Coast. They've got the whole team here.
They want to control this area versus the Alchemist. So far, the farm for the Alch, it's not bad, but it's not the timing that we're seeing from Pake in the last game. What did he have? He had 10-minute radiance, I think it was?
No, I think it was 11
It was 11?
I think it was like 11 minutes, 28 seconds.
Oh, okay. So then it's actually kind of close then. And New does have 7. So this is one thing that they do have is so much magical damage for Pake. So he does have to kind of stay either near the team or just very protected in a lot of positions because they will just be able to kill him every time he shows up with this Timber Saw or with the Air Spirit.
Man, it's super vulnerable until the later stages. Takes a fair bit of time to get the Moeta online.
Even the Decreps, you know, that won't really be the save this game versus this massive amount of magical. Lumpy.
Both teams have backup coming in around the mid.
Beast Coast wants to pressure this tower. They want to keep opening up the map to look to shut down this Alchemist. They put a ward behind it mid. We'll get taken out immediately. Nice sentry from Pichu. Rolling Thunder's online. Planet has to be careful how he shows here. Now he'll just stop the push though with one snake. They don't want to die for him. They're gonna slowly push with the Pugna, but it's only a level 4 Pugna. That'll help. A regen rune to keep the spam going. We're seeing the stacks be farmed. Got the mud golems. Ah, yeah, you'll have the same timing on that radiance actually. Not too shabby.
Lumpy.
Lumpy.
He's on the move. That's Pichu. Nice snipe from El Micho to finish the job. I mean, they're thinking about fighting back Azure Ray. They roll forward. They've got the Stone Gaze as well. Lumpy's going to get the angle to get the Wukong's command down. Whisper with the Rolling Thunder holding back Han and Yu. Might just have to run here though, Beast Coast. The Magnetized causing issues.
Lumpy's in trouble.
And keeps it going. Rolls forward. It gets a decent heal with a Boundless Strike. It's not enough to save him though. As Azure Ray collapse in upon him and take Lumpy down.
They bring 5, but well worth it to be able to kill that and push him out of the jungle. Can they save their mid tower? They're probably just going to deny it here. They just leave it standing. It's going to die to another blast. That's why I thought that they would deny it. But and there it goes.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And with these sort of fights, it definitely feels like we're seeing a Han catching back up to Lumpy.
A lot.
Considering how good of a lane Lumpy obviously had in the Monkey King versus Earthsprint matchup, the gap between them now, it's not that big.
Nope, not at all. He's completely recovered. His rotations have been nice. This Magnetize it's very annoying. It does tons of damage. It prevents Lumpy from jumping in trees, prevents him from resetting away. Whisper, Diffu is soon getting online. I mean, that's probably when it's going to be the biggest acceleration we see from the side of Beast Coast is when they get these double Diffus. They get the stun.
Oh.
Terrorize off the mark.
How many cute plays he can make here, Pichu?
No. But they're getting to farm. You know, Alk's getting space to farm. Timber's farming. Even Medusa. We see Planet already has a Pavis finished up. So doing a good job around the map so far here. Uh-oh, Planet though.
And he's got Han near him.
They might go for Han then.
And Han's got a haste rune and
This is true.
Magnetize.
They're actually not going to go for either yet. Lumpy will just show for the wave.
And it's risky now fighting into where they know that the Earth Spirit is, as Han is not afraid of turning. And that's the Radiant's done. So yeah, just over a minute slower than what we saw from Pake last game.
Pake had more stacks, I would say, to farm. I think New took some of the stacks.
Yeah, I don't think that, yeah, we didn't see Azure Ray have that same amount of crazy, he was like a quad ancient stack or something that Pake had.
They were taken from New. Yeah, New took a lot of those stacks, so. Now, downtime, that benefits Azure Ray, feels like. I mean, they're just getting to sit back farm. They've got the Blade Mail now finished up on this Earth Spirit. As you mentioned, he has the haste rune too. They're ready to fight themselves.
Yeah, hasn't really got a whole lot that he's afraid of at this point. He can almost certainly get away with rolling in and rolling out.
The diffuse are online, though. This could be a dangerous fight for the side of Azure Ray.
Dire's middle
Oh, Boundless! Oh, we get the two of them, they get the fear as well, pushing back the both of them. The Brambles tripping up Han on the way out. He's able to put the Blade Mail. Keeps his Magnetized going.
They can't finish off either, though.
They'll have to run.
Beautiful double stun, but Planet's just able to disengage with that Stone Gaze nicely. Lumpy now has his defusal. Planet does have to be careful.
They're still on the hunt here, Beast Coast.
Run.
They're getting in behind the tower. Boundless is going to be off the mark, though.
They want this kill.
They will. They'll roll in with the Rolling Thunder under the tier 2. They'll get the kill. They'll lose Elmisha for it. They'll turn over towards Planet. See if they can make quick work of him with the defusals. They certainly can. Planet's gone, but the lasso's up. Lumpy caught under the tower. He's getting healed up by MOUZ.
He's got Boundless.
He's jingoing up, and he has the Boundless slam down the 2 cores as well. As Lumpy kills off Pichu. Gets the Wukong's command off Han. Using that last bit of mana to successfully roll away. Same thing to be said for New with the Timber Chain.
These double defusals are doing work. I'm just looking at Heroes' mana pools very quickly inside the fights, and it's just completely down. Playing versus triple strength cores, it's always going to have that merit. Pake playing in a very aggressive position up here.
Oh, check this out again.
No chemical rage. They knew that they could just dive him.
And this time, you know, Azure Ray, the last few times, they've been able to bring back the team fight and turn things and get a good amount of action going their way as well, but it didn't happen this time. Beast Coast timing, item timing, sort of hitting that sweet spot.
Actually a little awkward there. I think if he doesn't lasso immediately there and Han actually kicks him into tower and then they lasso, they might actually have the kill there. So a little bit of anti-synergy from that one. Maybe the Pugna comes in for a save, but either way. Bit of a mistake there. Only that 1k lead with the Alchemist. Mech now finished up on the Pango. Beast Coast just looking to continue accelerating. They're playing fast. Exactly what you want to see versus this Alchemist lineup. He has to go BKB first item. After that Radiance, it feels like, versus these double defusals. Manta won't cut it.
Okay. I mean,
especially with the pace that they're running at him.
It's going to slow down the farm a little bit.
It will. Absolutely.
But indeed, I guess Low feels it's necessary.
He's feeling that pressure. BD. Do they have a smoke? They do on El Misho, but they're actually just still positioned up top for this Alchemist. Whisper. Can't threaten. He's holding that Chemical Rage. How long for Bat to have a blink? He's almost got it done, so that'll help quite a bit on their initiation front. Because right now it seems like for Han, if he rolls in, it's likely that he can just die. So having this secondary one can be pretty nice. But Han yet to die this game. They force the Chemical Rage.
Oh, they want to go for Low. See if they heal for the Chemical Rage. It's going to be enough to keep him alive. Lumpy jumps in. Wukong's command's down. Low still able to walk this off for the most part.
Solar.
He'll get away back under the safety of the tier 2 tower. And with the Stone Gaze at the side, I mean, Planet's trying to wrap around. They're trying to close off the escape for Lumpy. They get the stun, they get the kickback under the tower. They'll take Lumpy down.
Nicely done. Planet just finished Solar Crest. Able to buff up his Alchemist at a perfect timing. And Beast Coast, they're trying to pressure there, but actually ends up giving a big kill. And now Alki does have the BKB. So he'll always have the protection in the next go with this finished up versus these Diffus and versus the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, if he has his ult available, it seems at this point they really struggle to kill him.
Especially under a tower. And New now has pipe. I mean, they're getting quite a bit of timings here. That's going to help a lot. And Pake is farming well, but it's never going to be in the same comparison of that Alchemist until he starts joining the fights. He does have Mjolnir now, though, so his damage is pretty ridiculous if he turns up on this Muerta. But there's threats, so many of it for him if he does turn up. This blink on Batrider is finished. Pake could just get caught.
Oh,
Lumpy.
Very risky here, walking up. He's getting healed by MOUZ, but still caught in the front of the fight, Lumpy. I mean, Lowe's going to try and run straight over towards MOUZ. He's popping the BKB here, Lowe, trying to take down this pug. Now MOUZ is healing up, finally gets him. But indeed, Lumpy starting off the fight in a very awkward fashion there, walking up as an Ironwood branch. They just turn and go on him.
That's 4 deaths for this Monkey King that ideally for them wanted to kind of dominate.
He had such an easy start in the lane.
He is struggling. They just keep, I mean, he keeps jumping in. I feel like he thinks he's going to have that damage to bring these targets down, but the over-aggression, it's hurting a lot. This Alk is starting to get out of control.
And they found Page. Look at that, Pichu ready and waiting. There is backup, and in fact, maybe Pake found them. They'll be able to turn take down Pichu, but indeed Pake won't get out himself. Pake goes down. The rest of Beast Coast, they'll bail out as Whisper rolls TPs away. Big kills here.
Playing, I like the way that they're responding. Honestly, they're bringing the numbers to every single one of the fights to make sure that this Alchemist continues to be enabled. Very fast moves. Alk shows bottom. No BKB available. Has Chemical Rage, but definitely has to be careful in this position.
This'll come in handy.
The Ofrenda, he's pinging it. So maybe he's looking to set up a gank here, but I think they're actually ganking him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lumpy. And the Chemical Rage is out.
He is in trouble.
He's not getting any backup.
That was...
Nobody was anywhere close. Or no, nobody even tried to get anywhere close.
And he was pinging too. He's like, oh, the friend is here. Like, if I get help, I can go. But he just kind of ganked himself.
That's a rough one.
I mean, he doesn't know that they have that vision, that ward that they have in the lane, right? MOUZ, that he was able to place it down earlier. Well, that is a rough one. That's going to slow down a lot of momentum for Azure Ray. And one of the carries, or one of the cores did get the last hit, so we did see Lumpy able to get that one. So Pinata pops. That's a pretty big mistake.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, at least for Low, the rest of the cores on Azure Ray are farming up pretty well. Mid lane, Whisper gets himself a freebie as he catches Pichu on the stairs.
The stairs are the nightmare playing versus Pango. Yeah, that death really hurt.
I slowed his game down
so much. He was having such a good one, and then, I mean, he's got Blink. He still can look to play aggressive and look to respond, but yeah, that one, not the ideal.
If Pate can get the BKB online, that's going to be the point where he turns up, and
then he can stand his ground.
It's the lasso and the stone gaze. They've got to try and play around those two ults. If they don't, this Muerta's going to do a lot of damage.
And she has the buff up now too. I believe the Solar Crest is finished from El Misho, so yeah, she absolutely will.
Are scanning.
BKBs are going to be pretty huge when Beast Coast is able to get those. Azure still looking to play with this timing. They have these double blinks, looking to catch something here. Oh.
Whoa.
Hello. Uh-oh. Are we gone?
Okay, you're still here on Slive and Clay. We're just having a mild technical issue. I'm sure we'll be able to reconnect. Everything will be fine.
I think it's
probably the game's going on, guys and girls. Don't worry. It's probably just on our observing side of things. I'm sure.
No, they're all gone. Okay.
Oh, they're all gone. They're reconnecting. If we were able to reconnect, they're going to be able to reconnect. So it's all good.
Almost all back in.
No need to panic. We're loading in. Are the players loading in? They're all loading in. Oh, we should be good. Everyone's back in. We'll just make sure that everything's good before we resume play.
So far, Azure Ray responding nicely.
I think we're good.
Definitely don't want to see them make that type of mistake again, right? The Alk, that one really slowed down his game. Definitely going to give a bigger opportunity for Beast Coast in these next few moments. They said go. No one said anything else, though.
Very good, yeah, there we go. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on with the action.
Oh, and kick the cable.
Slacks.
What can they find here? Uh-oh. He has stunned himself.
They'll get away with it. They don't bring any immediate TPs in. They're focused elsewhere. Beast Coast cleaning up the Tormentor.
Imagine they weren't doing Tormentor there. That could have been an opportunity for them to catch him. That was a bit scary there. Who gets it? Misho does. It's a good shard. They did so much work with their Willow last game, too. He actually was controlling so much inside of these fights. Given a free shard, it's definitely pretty explosive. Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and...
Slacks did it again. What do you mean, miss? We're meant to blame Slacks. Uh-oh. Well, on the plus side, I didn't get kicked out this time.
You didn't? Me neither, actually.
Yeah, so... somebody's tripping over a cable somewhere. That's all we know.
What other timings are being hit? Let's see. I mean, Alk's still a decent amount ahead. But yeah, as you said, you know, the BKBs are going to be the big ones to watch for when Pei can get involved. And he is, his levels are really good on the Muerta. We're seeing level 15, so he's a bit ahead of that Alchemist in particular. So keeping up his pace. We're going to have some pretty explosive mid-game team fights, it feels like. We're really setting up for that here.
I mean, who's going for the Muerta? Is it just going to be down to Pichu getting the jump with the lasso? Or Han just trying to get that opening and stopping them from being able to get the BKB off, get the roll into follow-up from low with the concoction?
Earth Spirit should go for Pugna and the backline probably.
Yeah,
silence
you can't
and
forget the Pugna.
But then the Bat Rider, yeah, absolutely. You go for the Muerta. Timber and Bat ideally want to just be able to jump her because they have all that damage. Al can kind of go for whatever target's in front of him. If they get the catch, then of course he can focus fire the Muerta, but it could be a bit difficult. They have to see the Pugna though, because I don't want to see, you know, even though they did end up they didn't end up winning with the Pugna that last game, the amount of work that Pichu was able to do was crazy. And we haven't seen that yet from MOUZ, but we haven't seen like a big kind of kickoff team fight just yet. They are having trouble connecting.
Uh-oh. Looks like some ping issues, unfortunately. Like
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's...
They said Kale, so it must just be lagging as well, too, when they got in, so...
I guess I don't know if this could be like a... Yeah, I don't know what's going on, because I'm also getting kicked out as well, so...
I'm in.
You're in?
Yep.
So we'll look. See if they're able to reconnect and stay connected this time.
This game state, it's tense. This is probably one of the tenser moments that we have upcoming here, because if Azure Ray doesn't start to get some... If they start to like slow down the game too much, I definitely have some concerns for them because of the triple scaling cores on the side of Beast Coast. Alchemist is farmed, but can't just like sit back and farm this game. They have to be proactive with these blinks.
And they're about to get an amplified damage rune as well. They are. So Azure Ray. So... And
I think, does Han actually have... Let me check really quick. Does Han have his BKB done? I think he might. He does.
Okay.
I mean, he's actually had... This is, I think, one of the better games that I've seen from Han when he's had a...
Yeah, when he was up against this
lane.
Monkey King, Lumpy in mid, and absolutely, Han picking it back up.
And they've got Philosopher's Stone too, so he's getting that scaling. Definitely hurts his right-clicking, but you're not really doing that much anyway, even though you have the damage talent you want to. And let's see
what we good now.
Is there...
It's all fixed. Yep. I just had the confirmation from Slacks that everything's fine.
Okay.
So if it's not, you know where to send your messages.
BKB is done on Lumpy. Scan did come out. They caught right on top of Azure Ray, so they know their positioning. They want to try to invade and catch Pake before BKB. They have this double BKB timing for the side of Azure Ray, but yeah, they'll just have to back up and deal with the lanes at the moment. Pake, of course, did get Grove Bow. All thing is right in the world.
Oh, here we go. There's a smoke on smoke. This could absolutely go both ways, this fight.
If they can catch Pake right now, it'd be perfect, because it's literally right before he has the BKB. They're going to smoke up themselves. Super tense moments. That Roche, it looks like it's going to be pinged out. It looks like that might be the choice for the side of Beast Coast. Force a fight around that area. Get an Aegis potentially onto Pake. Jure's not really set up for this Roche. They're going to start TPing down in mass. Does everyone have one available? Alex going through the portal, so yeah. But they're setting up for the out.
There's going to have the Curse Crown on him. They turn as well with a life drain. They point it down low. He finally gets the BKB off, but he's having a run. Or at least step back for now. Lumpy pops his own BKB.
No BKB Alchemist.
Same for the Monkey King, though.
True. He's got Wukong's ready.
Whisper.
Chemical Rage also going down. Azure Ray looking to reset positioning here.
Do they want to go again? Still have the Magnetize.
Chemical Rage back up in 20. How long for Pake for his BKB? It's coming on the courier.
It's on his way.
And they've got 15 talent on the Monkey King. They might look to re-smoke and go. Even though the BKB on the Monkey King is a bit of a concern that it's on cooldown, they're looking for this catch. Monkey King scouting. They found the bat.
Straight in they go. They look towards Pichu. They're going to find him easily in the Rolling Thunder. Beautifully over to the side. Ham will get the BKB off. A Planet. He's out of mana. He's going to get forced out to the side of the fight. Over towards the pit. New being focused by Pake. Will Timber Chain out to the side. But the pushback from Pake causes both cores to have to head to the left.
Lumpy's still alive.
He's caught in the corner. And Lumpy stands his ground against him. Builds up the Jingu. Takes hand down. And it's just New and Low really here that have to somehow find their way out. New was trying to get out, gets bounced down to the low ground there by the Roshan.
Planet isolated.
Lumpy and Pake, they're moving over for him. Planet's out of mana. It's going to be another kill for Beast Coast. I mean, Low and New, they're still trying to find something. But Pake's strong. He's got the ult at the ready. He's ready to start bringing in the damage. New gets shot down. Low, he has to BKB TP out. As Beast Coast.
It's a buyback from the bat as well.
Indeed, taking essentially 5 heroes down there with the bat dying twice. Only Low getting out. That was a messy fight.
A beautiful fight overall from Beast Coast, just able to dance and kite them around. I mean, they got the initial catch, and then Whisper's able to just pick his targets rolling through. They got so split up, and they couldn't actually bring Lumpy down when his BKB was on cooldown. That was a Monkey King with no BKB, and they couldn't kill him. Uh-oh.
And we saw sort of how much Pake is going to do as this game continues to go on. As soon as the Pierce the Veils pop to the end, insane amounts of damage. He's closing that gap between him and Low. You know, Low had a pretty decent start on the Alchemist, but at this point, it's having about a 2.5k lead against this Muerta. It doesn't feel like a big enough gap. Now, Muerta's close behind.
Next fight will be the pretty massive one. If Azure Ray does not have success, this game is going to just spiral out of control very fast. Muerta's damage is insane now. And they've got their BKBs at the ready again. They can set up for that Roche top. And you have to fight this on the side of Azure Ray. You need to get a good initiation with these blinks.
They can go for the Roche. Azure Ray.
It's going to die fast.
What's the plan?
Dead way too fast. Uh-oh.
I don't think they want to fight now, Azure Ray.
They both have wards down. They both have full information. Lumpy.
They know exactly where they are.
Han. He got the roll during the fear.
Yeah, that looked kind of funky.
Pichu.
We'll get the jump on Pake. You can see they can burst through him once. He's still alive. Finally goes down, but the Wukong commands out in response, and Pake is going to be back for round 2. The Rolling Thunder from Whisper continues straight over towards Han. Han falling low. Whisper going to chase him down. Han will fall. I mean, Azure Ray, they tried to fight this.
Oh, Alchemist is in trouble.
It was a rough call to make. The Boundless strike down on the 2 of them. Pake's got the BKB ready to continue the cleanup. Planet caught by the Cursed Crown.
It's a disaster.
They tried to fight it, Fogged.
It was a desperate move.
It really was.
It's into that Aegis. They try to go for Pake, but yeah, it's not just him who's doing all this damage either. Yes, he's doing explosive, but Whisper is doing a ton as well. Same for Lumpy. They've run out of steam, it feels like.
They have. They're now 8k behind. This game, it felt like it slipped away pretty quickly. Like the start was solid from Azure Ray.
That bottom death on Alchemist, I feel like really slowed down all the momentum that they had going.
And the fact that this was a game that, you know, Lumpy got this great start in the mid, but then Ham was absolutely coming back into it. And now suddenly, just like that, you see it there. You know, they were starting to lead this game towards their favor, Azure Ray, but those last few minutes, it is all Beast Coast.
I mean, overall, I would say, like, even in the last game we were seeing, Beast Coast just better at team fighting. Better with the spellcasting across the board. And that was, I mean, this was another, it was a timing that was hit from Azure Ray too, as the Nullifier picked up, but yeah, it was into Aegis, so just, it was sad. Definitely sad.
Next fight, yeah, I don't know how they do it against Pake. This Muerta, massive.
They have to, I mean, if they can just burst again when there's no Aegis, that is the ideal. So if they can full commit, it can be decent. But yeah, like we said, it's not him that's the only problem. Whisper has an Aghanims now too. He is dealing a crazy amount of damage, so is Lumpy. So yeah, it's 3 cores in a way. Those 3 super carries that are going to scale that much harder. They're setting up for the fight again. They'll find a freebie. Can they turn it into more? They've got 40 seconds, no Pugna.
Well, they need to try.
So many pings. Positioning for this bottom rune. Lumpy. They've got the lasso. Trying to catch Whisper.
That's a lot of damage, Whisper.
Good catch.
He's getting the shield crash off. He's going to be able to roll away. Whisper survives, and now he's ready to turn and roll back in over towards New. They've killed off the Timbersaw. BKB comes out from hand, but he has to just back off. Can't get in over to Whisper. Oh, kind of bounces back awkwardly. Whisper will die at the end of it all. The Boundless out, the Stone Gaze, and catches on to Lumpy. Or put the BKB, but Lowe's running him down. Azure Ray, they make it work.
Whisper with a bit of a mistake there. He bonked backwards off the, I think off of the, what, the little fire thing, whatever, the lamppost thing. That's exactly the fight they needed. Good lasso coming in. Even though it didn't finish him off, it caused this kind of awkward scenario.
Oh, there we go, yeah, indeed MVP for the fight for Azure Ray. That little bit of terrain that tripped Whisper up. And catch it once again here. I mean, the beginning, it looked like he was dead for sure, but being able to escape them.
Greaves just really pumping him up, but yeah, at the end of it, they're able to isolate, and Lumpy just standing right next to Whisper gets brought down.
And here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that bonk back, that really
caught
hurt.
On the corner there.
Because maybe they could have reset if they have Whisper for a little bit longer, but as you mentioned there too, that Stone Gaze, I think the last second of it, catching Lumpy.
Yeah, just before he's like gonna get the ult successfully out.
Back and forth we go. BKB finished up on New, so will be a bit more survivable also versus that Muerta, versus that big magic damage. Still a chance. Back to that even. I'm waiting to see if Planet does commit for this too. He's had the Greaves queued up for some time. I don't know if he is going to full commit for it though. This Stone Gaze is actually pretty annoying. Planet's like the only player that we've been seeing actually play this Medusa at this tournament, but it's pretty pesky.
Hello. Have a lot of damage coming out next.
He has a full Bloodthorn, if I'm not mistaken.
It's coming out, yeah.
That is a lot of gold spent.
A big step up into how much he'll be able to do. So there's situations like the last fight where they got the jump on Whisper.
They need
this time he's dead.
Yeah, they want 100 to 0 a target. That's what that says, right? The Nullifier, the Bloodthorn, they want to catch and just blow up that target on the initial go. But if they don't kill that target on the initial go, it could be problematic. But they should. Beast Coast. Lumpy. They might spot him here. Lotus is out.
Well, he's able to get it. Lotus off indeed before the lasso, but he will still die through it. Whisper's going to try with the counterplay, in with the Rolling Thunder, gets the catch onto Han. Do they want to fight this though? BKB is forced out on Han.
Another great initiation. Can't get the BKB off, even if he gets Lotus and they reflect the lasso.
And they didn't commit completely for the fight from Beast Coast because they did not have Pake in position.
Azure Ray still showing that they can take these fights if they get these good initiations. And overall, with this gem that they were able to steal earlier from that last fight too, they're controlling all the vision. A blink also on New, so they've got that instant follow-up every time if they do get the lasso. And the Greaves are purchased.
Radiant's top tower is
Beast Coast, they're gonna look for the fight themselves. They have to not get initiated on. They have to start the fight. Shield rune though on Han could be problematic too. And Lasso's actually back up in 2 seconds. So you're right, they're ready to fight around here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Planet.
Tower's gone. Whisper's teasing around with the Rolling Thunder, but Planet does not seem scared at all. Get him in the brambles there.
Lasso on the back.
They're going to go straight for the easy kill. Get rid of Elmisha. Rolling Thunder coming in from Whisper. Straight over on towards Pichu. They'll find the trade.
Planet's in trouble.
See if he can catch on to Moria, Whisper. Planet pretty much completely out of mana on the Medusa. They have to continue the retreat here, Azure Ray. They're not going to get Planet out, though. As Planet falls low, watching for the side of the fire, opts to blink away. They have to retreat. No further fight to be had here for Azure.
They can't lasso support like that. You gotta save the lasso for a core. Puts him into a dangerous position and ends up giving the gem back the way of Beast Coast. Not the initiation that Pichu wanted. I mean, it is the initiation that he wanted, I guess, because he chose that target, but not the one that they need. Has to go for one of the bigger targets. Because they blow everything, right? Nullifier, Bloodthorn, everything onto that, so then Beast Coast can just approach the fight a bit easier.
And a convenient roast time here for Beast Coast. If they check this out, it's going to be back up in a couple of seconds. They're in the neighborhood.
They kill it so fast, too, with this Muerta. Whisper now also has a Blink Dagger after that last fight, and he can go for Shard. All right, sorry, he already has the Shard. So he actually can initiate fights a little bit easier on this Pango as well. It's dead. Playing into this Aegis now.
Azure Ray.
Are they actually looking for this fight?
They did come over. I think, last time around we saw them try and fight a rough fight around the Roshan pit. Do they really want to do so again?
Muerta putting herself out there. Has the buffs being thrown out. Stun off the mark again.
Oh, they make the jump though. Lumpy straight over towards Pichu. Pichu able to force down to the low ground, but Lumpy pots the BKB, stays on towards him. The lasso will come off.
The BKB is active.
But Pichu's gone, and now with the Rolling Thunder, Whisper over towards low. Azure Ray, they have to just back off. They do not want anything more from this.
Bit of an awkward jump. If Lumpy's able to get that BKB off as the lasso goes off, he will not die. BKB, though, is on cooldown, so he does have to be a little careful as he shows himself, but has the backup of his team. Big damage continues to grow.
And fighting into the Aegis of Pake seems pretty unattractive here for Azure Ray. But at the same time, you're sitting back. It's just not allowing them to get any further ahead. Pake always that close to the farm that Lowe's getting on his out. And got the setup.
Trying to force the BKB. Can't quite. Good patience coming out. All going to be the initiations. Early Ags that he's going for here. It's a bit interesting.
Who's he getting it for?
Is it for double lassos or is it just for one of these other cores? I hope it's for one of the cores, but okay, it'll be new. So just wanting him to have an easier time of frontlining.
Does definitely sacrifice a bit of his own game.
It does.
I mean,
quite a lot, actually. Now he's behind that.
Yeah, this is now Muerta in top spot this game.
It's interesting that he wanted it this early.
I mean, maybe he just feels that it's a game that, you know, the timings aren't as good as he wanted it to be low, so it's kind of down to the other heroes to really pop off.
I mean, my concern is just when they, you know, if they're able to sit back and farm like a nullifier, it can be just completely counteracted.
Yeah, Lumpy going for that next. It's going to take him a bit of time.
But time is fine for Beast Coast, right? They're okay with if the pace of the game does slow down a little bit with this draft. Daedalus soon on the horizon for Pake. 20 talent for Timber is also quite important in this game. So 62% magic resist on him. But Age is still for 90 seconds. Are they gonna look to contest it? Feels difficult versus these two lives.
You got Pichu, he's looking for the lasso. New, he's gonna go in first.
Gathering info.
Lumpy at the side. He found Han. They have the Rolling Thunder as well, so they have enough damage. Han's gonna get forced back to safety. Pake, he's gone once.
He
just gone. Whisper. And roll off to the side. He's trying to control Pichu, making sure that the back can't get the jump in. Whisper kills off the back.
Stone Gaze.
Is any damage though coming out from Azure Ray? There's not. They have to run.
Oh my goodness!
It's destroyed, shot down by Pake.
They tried to get in front of him to get that stone, but he is Stone Gaze, but there's no follow-up damage.
And just great moves from Whisper again. Rolling Thunder through the midst of the fight, and just, you know, he knew exactly where Pichu was going to be, looking to get a chance to jump in and get some sort of play going. He did not let him do that.
No, they're doing such a good job of covering each other. Literally nobody dies. It's pretty crazy. When it's the initiation that comes from Azure Ray. I mean, the Aegis is a huge problem every time they have it. Their lineup is all about popping that one target, and this just completely stops it.
Yeah, Pake just does insane damage now.
It does. Now, I mean, now the Daedalus is done. That was with just a small crit that last fight. Even without the Pierce of Veil, he's going to shred these targets.
This is the point of the game that you plan to. You know, this is what you go for when you're picking this Muerta to carry. 41 minutes in, as slotted up as Pake is.
And just the buffs, right? Even though they do have a nullifier, it's still just, as soon as that nullifier is gone, Solar Crest, Lotus, etc. is thrown onto him. And Misho now does have a AVULUS. So that reactive armor, you know, new, it can just get dispelled. Beast Coast just playing together as a unit, following this Muerta. They know just to make sure, if they can just keep Pake alive during all these fights, he will clean up.
He will, yeah, he's going to just do unmatched amounts of damage.
And Lumpy is getting close to nullifier also, so yeah, multiple different answers that they're going to have versus that reactive.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pushing the base still difficult, of course, from Beast Coast. I mean, they're just going to play around Aegis, it feels like, every time. That's kind of the ideal for them when they're playing versus this single target initiation plays that Azure has. Level 25 also now has been hit for Pake. Even more damage, Owen. And has gone the route. He does take the neutral on the ascetic cap, so he's gone defensive. He took the other two more aggressive ones at the tier 2 and tier 3, but this one, that's going to be very good versus that initiation kind of thing. Just stop in its tracks with the status resist.
Smoke's coming out for Azure Ray. Yeah,
they can't let them set up for Roshan, right? Like, if they get another Rosh, then I don't know how Azure takes that fight. They have a Hex on new, so they have another way to just be able to pop a target.
Lumpy's just one creep wave away from having his nullifier. So if he can get that and rejoin the rest of the team.
Oh, that would have been a value courier.
Yeah, that was it, him buying the relic. It will still be a value courier side. They get Pake's courier. That would have been... it was still a bit short of the money for the ultimate, but either way, it's going to slow down the Lincoln Sphere.
Misho will get exploded. Pake does get the shard from that Tormentor. This is a pretty big one. He could just lifesteal steal through some of these fights. They have to 100-0 this Muerta. 8 stacks as well already. So, yeah, a bunch of extra spell amp, more damage. But some time without that Linken's. 3 minutes until that courier will be respawning. And yeah, they're just playing for Roshan, right? beastcoast, they're going to wait, I imagine, until they can set up for that next one. It's going to be spawning soon. See which side it ends up being at. So Azure Ray, I imagine, yeah, look to take over, at least get some wars down and control the area before they can set up for that Rosh.
Yeah, they have to win this Rosh fight. Otherwise, this game is going to feel very tough.
Smoke is out. 30 seconds. How long is it going to be? I feel like we've had all long spawns. It's a short one. Planet. In a very dangerous position.
And he's got no one else near him.
Super dead. Can they bail him out with the Geogrip and the kick?
Oh my goodness, they are.
All right, just kidding. Not super dead.
Yeah, they were near enough. Planet knew. It's like it doesn't matter.
He's like one hit from death there, too. All right. That's important. I mean, keeping this Deuce alive, if he dies there, that could potentially just give him
he's TP back to base to refuel, so he's not going to be able to get down here very easily.
They got the cut on the tree.
They have. Lumpy. Is there going to be anywhere for him to save? And there's not. They got the Linkers popping the lasso. That's Lumpy dead for 90 seconds.
They can now go for the Rosh themselves.
Oh, they can.
Oh, Han, that was sick.
All right, if they get this Aegis,
this is so important for them.
They can then start getting a push going themselves. Now it's going to be a rough few minutes for beastcoast. They've got to be careful.
And the important thing is now, if they do get it, it's just them preventing the Aegis from beastcoast.
So
they can burst the target.
He's going to get a bit of a fright there. Pops down the wards. He finds the whole team.
Making it happen.
Actually going to use this 50 seconds or some of this 2 heroes down to maybe just get some pressure onto the tier 2 top.
All right. I thought they would just go straight for that Rosh because they're going to be respawning soon.
Because that's the thing, right? Because they can do this like push and then back for Rosh. I mean, if they just do the tier 2 and back, they should still be able to finish it before the team's up.
But they do need to get... They do.
Yeah, because they should have a bit of urgency. They don't want to be doing it when beastcoast are all alive.
20 seconds until Monkey is going to start respawning. Alka's starting to hit Ancients. I feel like his team is telling him, let's go to the Rosh. Yeah.
I don't want to mess around.
It's a big one, too. It's the Ags. Lots of different potential that they could do with it. Han probably taking that would be nice to have that extra survivability.
There we go. Roshan. Azure Ray. And Axe for Planet.
Oh, really? Okay. He hasn't used it yet. I think they're still debating.
Maybe they're like, indeed, hang on, maybe Han should take this.
They gave it to the bat.
Okay.
They're playing for the double lasso.
I don't mind it. You know, the lassos are pretty game-winning.
Yep. Oh, DD on Pake, and he's got Lincolns. So double Lincolns on the 2 cores.
Yeah, beastcoast are running it down the mid. They're crossing over the river.
They have the amp damage, Owen. This Muerta's going to shred a target if they find one.
Lumpy trying to get over to the back lines. He's going to jump straight in. He's in with the balance, but he gets caught by the Hex. Is he going to be protected long enough? He is. Whisper rolls forward. They destroy New, and a few hits there from Pake. The Timber Sword disappears. They're even thinking about pushing up to the high ground. Pake turns towards low, but pushing into the high ground like this, a bit too dangerous, so they'll step away from now, but you saw there how quickly that Timber Sword went down.
Yeah. Exploded. Even with the reactive, he died right through it. Still positioned in this area. Alchemist used BKB, so 60 seconds. That Low has to be very careful.
I pierce the veil up again in 10 seconds for Pake.
And Lumpy now 25. That additional ring is online. They've got the banner. And they're throwing the Lincolns onto Pake, so he's got this double protection.
even though they're the team of the ages, starting the fight into this Muerto is difficult.
On careful.
He's going to get caught in the root. Pichu, he's going to get the lasso.
Got the lasso.
Oh, it's a pretty deep one here. Drags Pake up, and Pake's able to put the BKB turn with Pierce the Veil. Planet's gone. The rest have to run.
My.
Can't roll away.
Planet died in a second.
And now they'll consider maybe for round 2 as they surround Han. They get the Rolling Thunder perfectly over him off the back of the respawn. Han's gone. They have buybacks, but the damage has been done here. They're onto the barracks. Let's see the fear.
I'm stunned.
He catches onto him. Pake steps up, and Pake with Whispers out, able to shoot down low. Will buy back. They're all buying back here. They have to kill Pake. Use him with a chakram. Can they finish off the Muerto? They can. They'll kill Pake off. It's an expensive defense, but they will manage to push back Beast Coast. They had to use the 3 buybacks there, 2 of them being that of the cause, Han and Low.
At least they get him. But very, very expensive. The damage that he's doing is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, look at that one, 12k damage done.
I saw like Planet ran in and literally instant died. It's pretty absurd.
And this before, because next up he's going to get the Swift Blink Pake,
and then
he just jumps in the midst of the fight, and then they're all going to die.
Oh yeah.
He is incredibly primed for a rampage this game.
A little bit of awkward play there with that Boundless.
Well, they're looking for him.
They're hunting for him.
Well,
gotta watch his tree.
Might be able to grab that Wisdom Rune though. Lumpy. Easy.
Sure. I mean, he got the one earlier too.
Oh.
Whisper.
He's able to roll up and get out.
Lumpy is
he's tempted to start hitting the barracks. Get some TPs out, and he will. A couple of TP back to bases from Azure Ray.
I mean, Azure Ray, they triple bought back. They got the kills, but they haven't made anything happen afterwards with it. Muerto's going to be respawning.
I mean, they've got the tools to make plays. They're new now as well with the refresher. So they've got like double Hex. They've got the Aghanim's Lasso from Bat. They have those hard lockdowns.
They just have to 100 to 0 him. If he gets Pierce the Veil or BKB up, he's going to kill everybody.
And he's going to full heal
lifesteal as well. Yeah. So it has to be kind of perfectly done, and it's not the easiest thing when you're playing versus double Lincolns. You're playing versus the Ascetic Cap as well. But you can see that the idea that they want. It's just 100 to 0 that target, have that number advantage. But yeah, without these buybacks, these next few moments are very dangerous. Almost 25 on Han. He's almost got the Undispellable Magnet.
And what did he... So what, he sold the Mjolnir for the Swift Blink slot? No. Planet. They'll find him. Surely no saving the Medusa this time. No, that's the support Medusa out for 110 seconds.
And he's very important, it feels like.
The Stone Gaze has been quite a key element of turning fights.
He had a lot of gold, too. He's trying to go for a big item. 90 seconds.
And it's so scary, you know, with this Swift Blink on Pake, he can just jump in and go.
Will there be a double lasso? Can they actually get the catch? Pake, Lincoln's is broken.
It's going to get buffed up by the second one, yeah.
Well, they have 3 now, so.
That's true. They're kind of just permanent Lincolns being thrown down onto Pake. I mean, their jump has to be so perfectly coordinated by Azure Ray if they want to try and catch him.
It feels pretty impossible versus triple Lincoln's, Lotus, and that Ascetic. Not an easy ask.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fresher done for Han. That's his gold spent. So 4 minutes for these buybacks. They have a base ward, Owen. MOUZ actually got one in. A sneaky one, too. They don't see it. Whisper.
That's why there's going to be a bit of temptation for Pake to just BKB, jump in with Swift Blink and pierce the veil.
Because they have the vision. That's the important thing. And now Lumpy is getting set up. Whisper. Pump faking the roll.
See how aggressive Pake wants to play. Look at the Fiona side. There's the jump. Take a look towards Nouns. Having to get the BKB off, so he'll live that initial attempt by Beast Coast. In fact, Low, he's going to get in. Tried to get in onto Pake, but now has to put the BKB and run back himself. They get the silence out onto Han.
That's the out BKB and Chemical Rage.
Another attempt from Pichu to get a grab. He pots the BKB, but he doesn't get a lasso opportunity.
Oh, that's awkward. Didn't lose their racks. But Beast Coast can probably continue pressuring up here. Actually, BKB's up in 70 on the Muerta.
Azure Ray, they're heading outside of the base, but they're going to have to come back because Beast Coast is going to force them back by hitting the barracks again.
It dies fast.
Fortification. Pichu. Looking for a jump. Pakes in. Finishes off the job. New. He's gone forward with the timber chain, trying to find the supports of the backlines. He get the opening hex onto Pake. Han, he's trying to find Lumpy up in the trees, but Lumpy's able to jump back to safety. Pake pops the pierce the veil. Turns over towards Han. They get the bash control on towards Han. Pops the refresher. Trying to roll away. There's the lasso on a Pake. Han, they got the damage to threaten the Muerta's healing up from MOUZ with the life drain. Pake will live. Pichu will fall. They rolling onto the backlines to finally catch that pesky Pugna. Now with the chakram onto Pake. Pake, he's getting controlled. Han rolls back in. New burst through him. The buybacks are coming out though from Beast Coast. They want to put everything into this fight. Whisper's controlling low with the bashes. Pake finishes him off. Jumps over towards New. They're looking for the cleanup. There's 4 dead on Azure Ray. They don't have buybacks. GG is called. Beast Coast. They take the game, and with that, the series 2-0.
The buyback of friend up play. That was pretty beautiful. A nice try, to be honest, from Azure Ray. The way that they multiple